spine, saw a moon phase chart and thought it was a sign. Beverly was shouting on Facebook again,
"There's witches at the park, y'all, they're summoning sin."
She said they're burning crosses made of patchouli sticks, selling frog bones, wearing black lipstick. I said calm down beef, but she wouldn't let go. Now she's praying through traffic on the way to the show.
Sunday's coming and so are the pagans, with incense burning and handmade aprons. They're dancing in circles, selling rocks and rings, while the Baptists panic over fairy wings. We got tarot, toadstools, and moon phase teas. Lord save us all from handmade potpourri. Linda brought holy water in a spray perfume. She misted the porta potty like a hotel room. She said, "I heard him chanting down by the trees." I said, "That's just Steve reading runes on his knees."
That was just Steve reading runes on his knees. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hearth and the Stag podcast. I'm Sid. This is Will, Jen, and Danny. Well, Jen will be back. She's having internet technical difficulties. But this is Will. He's going to be one of our new cast members. Should we say cast or co-host? Hi, Will.
Hey, what's going on, Merry Meet?
Merry meet. Everything seems so formal right now, doesn't it? We need to loosen it up a little bit, don't we? Woo.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody out there. How are we doing? Let's get this jitters off of us here real quick. Let's just brush this off here. We're going to have fun tonight. Hello, everybody who's tuning in. Erica, howdy from North Carolina. Good to see you. Abby, how are you doing? Mary Beth, good evening to you. Let me get to it here. Hang on. Let's see. There's Jen. She's working herself back with there. There.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, can you hear me now?
She had to go through her phone.
Technology. Yeah, I had to go through my phone. Technology is the devil, and I'm hoping that this thing doesn't fall. So if it suddenly falls and I disappear, I'll be back.
It happens. So what's going on, Papa Onyx? There is my buddy from International Pagan Radio. Good evening to you guys. Erica, his better half as well. Hello.
Hi, everyone. I usually post comments in the thing on my phone, but I can't because
I'm on my phone.
Sucks.
All good.
I'm on my phone, so I can't do it.
I'm on my phone, but at least I can hear everyone and I can see everybody and you can see me. So I guess that's a bonus.
Right on.
She hit the computer gremlins that hit her tonight.
Well, I know next week I will just hardwire in instead of trying to use Wi-Fi.
Isn't that funny? You know, you get something brand spanking new, and they want to work like it was made in 1998.
Brand new laptop, brand new Wi-Fi, brand new internet, brand new everything, and it's just like, nah, they're not gonna work. Screw you.
Mary Beth says hello, William.
Hey, hello. How are you?
William's got to loosen up a little bit, doesn't he?
Here, let me.
Long day at work or what? Is that the deal, Will?
Okay, there we go. Well, let's get the Dark Lord going there. There we go. We'll be all right.
That might be what it is right there. Shake it out. We're about to shake it out here. I'm about to stand up and shake it out.
It's all good, man.
I'm trying to get through all these comments. They're just pouring in. It's good to see everybody tonight, by the way. Happy Wednesday to everyone that's tuning in. Happy Wednesday to you all. We got a fun show tonight. A little bit of a fun show. We got good conversation as well. We're going to be talking about how we can, which was Jen's idea tonight, by the way. Tonight's show was Jen's idea. So, thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen.
As the cauldron bubbles, that's what we're going to work on.
But yay for Jen. So tonight we're going to be talking about ways we can celebrate our ancestors during Samhain. I don't know why I couldn't get that out for some reason. I couldn't get the Samhain out.
Samhain gives a lot of people a lot of trouble.
Hello, Alexis. Hello. Woohoo.
Got a good turnout tonight.
It's always a good turnout, even if it's only two. It's to me, it's still a good turnout.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
agree. I agree.
We've had those days, haven't we, Jen, where we just only had one or
Five.
two people tuning in,
okay.
watching our show.
We appreciate every single person every single time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're definitely grateful. And
Yes.
tonight we're going to be giving away something cool as well. We got some music, my music tonight, as always. Mirrored and Sear playing it live and loud tonight, as always. I'm going to boast myself once again this week. We got a gift tonight we're giving away.
A
This
very cool lamp. I like that
Yeah.
lamp.
isn't that lamp just
Love it.
cool?
I love it.
I just love it.
I love
I mean,
lamp.
now maybe to granted it might end up being small, but it looks pretty big there. But my guess is probably going to be a little small little lamp, but still cool nonetheless.
So cool.
Very cool.
Still cool. That's going to be given away tonight. And David is oh, that's so cool. And Erica's asking Danny, how's that knee feeling?
Oh, much better. I did my first physical therapy appointment today and I went from 61 to 78. So lots of progress in just one session. So looking forward to walking again soon.
Hello, Jennifer Shan. How are you doing? This is a new viewer tonight, new audience member tonight. Good to see some new faces. Well, yes, we got that. That is going to be our gift tonight, the witch's hat. Plus, we're going to be talking about our ancestors. So let's talk about our ancestors, shall we?
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Since Jen, this was your idea. How did you see the show going tonight?
Well, I think there's lots of ways you can talk about honoring your ancestors, especially this time of year. What my group, my coven, usually does is we usually have a dumb supper, and I don't know if everyone knows what that is, but it's when you get together and you have and you don't have to get with anybody. You can do it just for yourself, but it's done in silence. That's why it's called dumb supper, and all of the meal is served backwards. You do dessert first, and you always set a place setting for the person that you're honoring that's passed on, and you serve them first, and you just go through the whole thing, and it's very solemn. It's not a funny thing, but we've done that for quite a few years in a row, and it's always it's a way to honor people, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Is that your main way how you honor your ancestors? Is that how you do it during this time of the year?
It is, and I've done it even before I got with the group that I'm with here where I live. I've done that on my own for quite some time now.
What about you, Danny? What are some of your ways that you honor your ancestors during this time of the year?
Well, I create my ancestor altar. So I created that yesterday on the new moon. And I really just like going to it and meditating and talking to my spirit guides.
And for you, Will, what are some of the ways that you honor your ancestors during this time?
I make it a point to I try to do everything every day if I can. As you can so what I did tonight, honoring my ancestors. If you look up top, there is my family paintings of past ancestors, and this is my wife's side. But I believe you have to honor everyone, every day if you can. So I try to make it a point. I wear my Thor's hammer every day. I just try to do something every day in some sort of way, because your name that you have is not really yours. It's actually borrowed from your ancestors. So anything and everything you do reflects upon them.
I like that.
I know it's a little bit deep, but
No,
No, it's
no.
wonderful. I like
No,
it.
Yeah.
me too.
I've,
I have an ancestor altar also. I saw somebody said something about pouring vodka out. There's a little, I keep a little bottle of Jack Daniels for my dad on my altar.
Nice.
I think it's, hang on. If I can get to these comments that is pouring in.
I
There
can't
it
see
is,
them
right
very
there.
well, though. If there's anything specific, I can't see them very well because my phone is.
Eric is the one that said that I pour a bottle of vodka on the ground to honor my father, which is a really cool idea. I like, as far as the listeners out here, I'm curious as to what I might regret saying this, but I'm curious to some of your guys' ideas of some of the things that you all do to honor your ancestors during this time. And I'm kind of like Will. I think I think it's something we should do every single day in some sort of fashion. Whether it's pictures hung on the wall, things of that nature. Mary Beth says, the men in my family were all cooks, so I make their recipes, honor them with a meal. That's a good one too. I like that.
My wife actually does the same thing. Sid, my wife's a culinary arts grad, and her Oma, who is from Indonesia, taught her how to cook. So she does that almost every day, feeding me, and that she honors her family in that way as well.
I think pictures over on it's over on the other end of this house. It's in the dining room area, but I have this bookshelf, and I have a picture of my grandpa and grandma on their wedding day, and
Nice.
it's in black and white, and I have this side knife that my grandpa used to carry on his side. That's probably at least 70 some years old that I have next to that picture, and that's my way of my. It's funny because my dad didn't want me to ever have that knife, even when he got sick and his health was bad, he didn't want me to have that knife for some reason. But my sister's like, no, I'm giving it to my brother. I feel like it should go to him, and so I end up getting it. And I swear I won't ever nothing ever happened to it. But it's sitting right there next to their wedding picture. What's unique about my story a bit is that my grandfather I never met. I met my step grandfather. My original grandfather, my dad's real dad, passed away when he was 36 in a motorcycle accident.
Oh,
So
damn.
my dad was like 9 years old when he passed away. But he
Right.
managed to keep these old black and white photos, and I got every single one of them. They're all put in collages and hanging on my wall. But that's kind of what I do. And I, once in a while, like for my dad, I'll play like some music for him. Like I'll play like I know he liked the Bee Gees and he liked Elvis. He loved Elvis Presley. So I'll just turn on and play some Elvis Presley, "Love Me Tender." That was his favorite song.
It's very nice because we're the sum of everyone that came before us.
Yes. Hello, Kathy. How are you doing? This will sound wild, but I told my ancestor veneration was demonic in nature recently, which I thought was insane. I think I said that right.
Yeah, veneration is the right way to say it. That seems like a strange thing for someone to tell you.
David says I try to talk about the memories I have, which is cool because during the shows, David, you talk about your grandma and her little sayings, and that's your way. That's your way to honor your ancestors. Sorry, my screen blacked out for a second. It's like Will said. It's the thinning of the veil. Everything weird is
Absolutely.
going to happen tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's weird. Marla says my father's birthday is on Samhain. He may have passed away many years ago. We celebrate it every year, even if I have to do it alone. It's funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm strange. Tell me if I'm strange, guys.
You're
You're
strange.
strange.
Tell me I'm strange without telling me I'm strange. Then I, ever since my dad passed away and my son passed away, I don't have any of their pictures hanging up on the wall.
Purposefully?
uh, purposely. Oh well, let me rephrase it. It's not really on purpose. I realized it a few weeks ago that wait a second, I don't have any pictures of my dad or my son on the walls, but I got everybody else outside of them on the walls. So I thought, wow, okay, this is curious. Why am I not doing this? And I don't really know why. I don't know.
Hmm.
It makes me sad. So when I look at it, I don't want to be sad all the time.
I was gonna
Maybe
say, you're just not ready to put them up yet.
Yeah.
Danielle says I have a knife for my dad also.
I have lots of knives from my dad. He collected knives and guns. I'm in Oklahoma. This is a perfectly normal thing to do here.
Music is the soul. It was. I mean, what better way to touch a soul is through music, right? You want to get
Absolutely.
a message. You want to get a message across. Music's about the best way to do it. But I've got some ideas that I've took notes. Which isn't that a first, Jen?
It is. I'm usually the one taking notes.
Isn't it? That's unusual for Sid to take notes, but I took notes, and here's a few ideas on create. We can create an ancestral altar,
Right.
which is kind of like what Danny has done, where we decorate it with photos, heirlooms, candles, crystals like obsidian or smoky quartz, and offerings such as apples, bread, mead, or incense. Now, if I'm laying out, you can lay out anything obviously different that you want outside of what I just said, whatever that you can relate you and your ancestors to. You can lay out in that bowl. It don't have to be bread, meat, or incense. Now, one of the three is one of my dad's favorites, which is incense. So that would be something that I would lay out on the altar to honor my dad. Also, you can add fall leaves and pumpkins onto your altar, black cloth to represent the season and the veil between the two worlds. Or we can light a candle and speak their names, inviting you to join you in spirit. Which
Well,
that's
one of the things my mom was allergic to flowers, so we could never really buy her real flowers. So I would buy her crystal flowers, like made out of amethyst and things like that. And so what I do around her birthday every year is I just buy a new crystal flower to add to the altar, because my ancestor altar stays out all of the time. I
Right.
don't just put it out on Samhain. So every year on her birthday, I buy her another new crystal flower to add to the vases that I have on the ancestor altar for her. And then my dad, I just keep the alcohol switched out for him because that's what he liked.
but
There's
I thought
all
that
kinds of things you can do. Anything that you think that they would like.
yeah, like well, if you don't mind, Danny, would you mind sharing how you put your altar together? What was the meaning behind your altar? Do you mind
Sure.
sharing?
No, I don't mind at all. So it was featuring my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother, and my son, who I lost. So they're all in a picture frame. And then I had crows as a symbolism for my grandmother because she loved to feed the crows and talk to the crows. There's like an acorn with like a chippy hanging out of it and says give thanks. That was for my grandfather because he was like always feeding the chippies. And then I have a little like crystal horse on there for my mom because me and her bonded riding horses and being around horses.
Nice.
And just did some flowers. I did some black salt and a couple of different herbs to communicate with the other side.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and some
Wow, that's
candles
great.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because with some people, it's personal. So some people don't like sharing what they're doing with their altar. It's more of a personal thing for them. So some people don't like to share. So I do appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Erica says yes. All of other pictures are witchy or ravens. Tia's pick is the only real person we have pictured. I don't know what's going on here. I went to the very last comment. My bad. I use incense all the time, chakra enhancing incense. I also bought an obsidian necklace the other day. My last one broke from my neck. Too much negative energy. And that's what they say happens. If they break, that means it's they're done. They served their purpose though.
It's time to move on.
Yep, if they served their purpose.
I had a evil eye bracelet and it broke, and it was one of my favorites, but it broke, and I was like, well, all right, time to get a new one.
Veronica says, I live in Mexico, so I follow the Day of the Dead culture with my altar, which I would love to see that. I would love to see everybody's altars and the ways that they set them up. Then what's cool about it, because you can learn different things about the person by just seeing their altar. You kind of get to see a glimpse into their actual self and their soul, who they really are. Because it's personal, right? The altars are personal.
Very.
Well, it's also cultural too.
Very.
Mhm.
I mean, like in Western philosophy, you know, we celebrate death a whole lot different thing than what they do in Eastern philosophy.
I mean,
Yes.
we celebrate. Well, we barely celebrate death, especially in the United States. Our culture, we're like terrified of death, so we barely celebrate it at all.
That's true.
Yeah.
We
So we're going
look
to take a. Go on, Will.
No, I
Sorry.
was just going to say we look at death too much as an ending when in fact it's completely the opposite. It's just another beginning.
I agree.
I agree.
I don't know if I agree or not.
It's okay.
I'm not trying to be difficult.
No,
But
it's fair.
Sometimes I struggle with that whole life after death thing. Sometimes I don't know. Maybe just because I'm getting to that age and I don't know what for sure that I'm actually at that phase of my life where I'm not sure what I want to believe in. do I just want it to be? Do I just want to die and let it be over with, or do I want to be reincarnated into something else again and go through this all over again? Well, let me think about this for a second.
I think it's often dictated as to what you've experienced as far as in life that may sway your opinion on that.
I'll tell you, I've lived a decent life, a fun life. I can't really complain about anything. So do I want this to be the last? Yeah, I think I've had a good time, a decent go at it, I think. Do I want to be reincarnated into a penguin? No.
Me neither. I don't like the cold.
Maybe be reincarnated as a light up studio mic.
or that too. I like that. We are going to take a quick break, everybody. We're going to play some music for you. This is Moa, Mirrored and Sear, with my latest song that I played last week but just released this week. This is Black Sheep. We'll be right back, everybody.
Teach your children well. I've got my eyes on you. You've got your hands down deep in my pockets, but all your plans you can keep. I don't mind it being the black sheep. I've got my eyes on you. You got your hands down deep in my pockets, but I don't have time for fools. All your plans you can keep. Then the black sheep, the black sheep. Never would guess it. Yeah. It's been a roller coaster. Oh yeah, but that my pockets. What you find you can keep. I don't mind being the black sheep.
Welcome back, everybody. That was Meridian Sear with Black Sheep. You're watching the Hearth and the Stag. I'm Sid, Will, Jen, and Danny are my co-hosts. Hi, welcome back to the show, guys. We are
Very neat.
we are talking about our ancestors and ways that we can honor them during this Halloween Samhain season. And we talked about some altars there before the music break, the lovely music break. And what kind of other ideas other things that you guys may do? Like, can you think of anyone? I got one I can give you guys. Tell me what you think.
Go ahead.
How about an ancestral fire ritual? Something
Absolutely.
fun,
Yeah.
where you build a small fire or light, like tea lights, write messages or blessings to your ancestors on paper, then burn them while speaking words of love and remembrance.
I was just
And
going to say you could do something with fire.
let's burn something.
Burn it
Our
all
ancestors
over.
would love that. Our ancestors would love that.
I'm always down to burn stuff.
Well, when you write these down, imagine your words traveling through. As you take it and write this down on a piece of paper, and then throw that piece of paper into the fire, and imagine those words traveling through the smoke into the spirit world.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun little ritual.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys like that one?
I do.
I've got one for you, Sid.
Hit me with it, Will.
Hospitality. In many cultures, like I'll use my wife's culture as an example. In the Indonesian family, it was very commonplace to be very outgoing and very hospitable. And like
digging them up and putting them at the breakfast
right,
table.
like digging them up, and actually, yeah, because a lot of cultures do that. They'll bring back their ancestors from the grave and actually sit them at the table.
Mexico is not the only one that does it.
And like we talked about the other day, I'm going to plug my wife's group real quick, Coffee with Witches. We've been having trouble making friends, so she actually created a Facebook group for our local town here for people to get together and share stories and have that pagan fellowship.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Don't invite me.
You've already been invited. You're part of the group.
I mean, like, don't invite me in public.
Oh, no.
I'm not potty trained yet.
I understand.
and that's yet honoring my ancestors as well. Well, I mean, to be fair, I grew up with a bunch of bikers, so when they get drunk, instead of lining up at the bathroom, we just go all outside and take a leak. So I got used to it. Screw the toilet. I use outside bathroom.
I'm an inside bathroom girl.
Yeah, definitely inside.
I lived in the mountains of Appalachian Mountains. I had to do a lot of work up in the mountains, and there was no bathrooms ready. So I got used to the old 5-gallon bucket. If I had to go, Me and the 5-gallon bucket were best friends.
There you go.
How did we get to this? How did we get here?
I'm honoring my ancestors.
By peeing in a bucket.
Yes, my family were all bikers. As a trade for work, we were all painters. I kept that tradition alive. I worked alongside my dad, my uncle, and both my uncles and my dad, and we all worked together as one big huge team, and we painted homes together. And we had to go out to places like where there's no porta john. It's
Right.
honor your ancestors. Go poop in the bucket.
That's it.
That's what my uncle would do. That's what my dad would do.
I'm sure my dad did too. When he grew up, he lived in Appalachia and they had an outhouse, so he didn't even have a bucket.
Abby says you guys should, before Halloween ends, do a paranormal experience topic. I don't know if y'all would be down for that, but it would be super dope or so dope. I'll always be interested in that sorts of stuff. Me and Jen has done one of those shows before, haven't we?
I think so, yeah.
And we even brought in a paranormal investigator too, right?
Yeah, we did.
That was
Another topic up my alley.
We
Mine-
have a bunch of them in the group.
I'm a paranormal investigator too.
I'm a paranormal investigating of something. I'm not sure what I'm never sure what I'm investigating, but I got my kids running around my house in the dark, paranormal investigating themselves. And they'll look for little, they got they're using phone apps, but they'll get the little stick figures
Oh
on
yeah.
an app.
The,
And them things are so super sensitive. Like anything that remotely makes it think like it's a body, it'll outline it. And my boys are screaming and hollering and carrying on.
Mine will do
But
my
the-
desk chair, and it makes like there's a person here at my desk chair, and I know it's not. It's literally just the chair that it sees. And I'm like, oh come on, man!
Come on, man.
Oh man, I know there's not a person there. It just sees the chair and it thinks it's a person.
Food for thought. Food for
Go
thought.
on.
So tonight's show is about honoring ancestors. And for everyone watching, think about what you do on a daily basis that you're not even thinking about it and you're honoring your ancestors. I mean, anytime that you think about someone or you're wearing something of theirs, or you're doing something that you're doing by yourself but you used to do with them. These are things that we do on a daily basis.
That's a great example, Will.
We do it every day.
I'm going to share something with you guys. My son's passed away. You guys, Jen, you know that. Danny,
Yeah.
you know it. He's been gone for a couple of years now, and he came and did a visit one time, come say hi and hang out and kind of catch up, and he ended up leaving his belt behind, his belt. And so I ended up inheriting it, and I wear his belt every single day that I go put my pants on, every single day. And it didn't really dawn on me. It didn't really dawn on me, really, that I was doing it till a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, wait a second. I'm wearing his belt every single day. And I've thought about getting new belts, but I never do. I don't know why, until it dawned on me that, hey, this was his belt. He wore it all the time. And now here I'm wearing it all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess it just keeps me close.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Stuff like that does. I mean, like my wife bought me, because I'm an Army vet, she bought me a hat, one of the very first hats that I've ever had from her. And I wear it all the time.
But
And-
you also got Opus ring.
Right. And the thing is that, by wearing that, I'm honoring, my dad, my father-in-law, my grandfather, who are all veterans. So every day that I wear that or look at the stickers, I mean, again, it's just something, you just put on the hat that it's just out of habit. But again, it's, just an example of every day that you do something there are ways to honor your ancestors. Just
And
in
you're
every
honoring, and sometimes you're honoring them and not even really realizing that you are. Like
absolutely.
my very first tattoo on my body, and believe me, I got lots. I got lots of tattoos, and Jen does too, but she's probably got more than me. But my
I've
very
got
first one,
more than most.
my very first one is right on my right side of my arm here, and this was the first tattoo I ever got, and it was a birthday gift from my father.
I
Right?
had
No,
my mom's handwriting right here from a card, and she made sure she had my dad sign it. So I have her handwriting like on me, and then on my desk I have family pictures of them and me as a little kid. So I
You
just look
can't
at
really
them.
see it, but right here is a tattoo of a green ribbon in honor of cerebral palsy of my nephew, which has passed a year or so ago as well. So we honor our ancestors. Sometimes we really don't even realize that we're doing, or we do realize, but we forget that we are honoring them every, especially with tattoos. You're honoring them every time you go out into public. You are honoring your ancestor. You're
yeah,
representing.
representing.
I'm repping.
I'm repping.
I'm ripping.
Papa says, indeed, William, memories are honoring ancestors. Good point. Just sitting there at the on a reclining table, a reclining chair, and you're I'm like, for me, I'm flipping through what I want to try to watch, and something will stop me and go, oh, wait a second, I remember watching this with my pops, and then I'll click right on that movie and just watch, even though it's absolutely the worst movie that you could ever watch. You're gonna you sit through it because it brings a fun a connection to you and to the one that you lost.
For sure.
The
Me and
movie-
my dad used to watch like all the Universal monsters horror movies together, and like all the old black and white horror movies. And the one I remember is this not even a good movie, but The Creeping Flesh. It's so old, but we
Yep.
used to watch that thing all of the time together. And so that's one of my favorite movies to sit. It's like a comfort movie to sit down and watch that, just because me and dad watched it all the time. And we'd make fun of it.
And while
what
we're
are
go ahead.
well, I'm just going to have some of the audience interaction with the audience. What are some of you guys that are watching, the audience watching now? What are some of your memories of your family or the loved ones that have gone? Share with us in the comments, and we'll get to them here, and we'll talk about it with you guys as well. But I'm sorry.
I'm gonna throw one out that will make everyone in this room and everyone watching automatically have a memory that will honor them and their ancestors, and that is the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Well, some of us here have not watched that show.
Who's
I've
that?
What,
one time, I think.
I've watched it all the time when I was a kid. How could you not? I think you would think that every family in America has set at the noob tube and watched and watched the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Sometimes Abby says my nana has been past 11 years. On October 15th, it turned 11 years. I keep her smile in her eyes. I carry on the nickname with my friends of Sapphire because I got her eyes. She was also Italian and loved cooking. I try to cook a lot. I always have. She was the best cook ever. That's old. That's good old Southern cooking. She didn't even put the good old in. I'm going to do that. There ain't nothing better than some good old Southern cooking.
Right?
Some Southern comfort food.
Yep.
Mary Beth here says my first tattoo is the Kiss logo. Really sad now. That's because we recently lost Ace Frehley.
Mm-hmm.
Erica says beautiful. Karen Posner, why are you on here right now? You're in Louisiana. You're in New Orleans with friends, and here you are hanging out with us. So I'm glad you're here, and it's good to see you. I hope you're having fun. Erica, hey Karen, hi. Okay, all right. So yeah, I got another idea. Meditation and journey into the ancestors. Have we ever tried any of that? Have we tried to meditate, use drumming or chanting or guided meditation to visualize meeting your ancestors in a sacred place or a favorite place?
I had a
Ask,
guided meditation with Star and Ravenhawk that was insane for ancestral journeying. It was nuts. I will never forget that experience. It was crazy. If you can do that kind of meditation, I highly recommend it because it's something else.
have any of you other guys have tried any kind of meditation?
Yeah, I'm actually doing a meditation where I go inside my dome, and that's where I bring forth my spirit guides to meet. So I'm just started doing that in the witch school that I'm in right now.
I think the meditation or the journey into the ancestors can be actually pretty easy
Yeah.
if you think about it, because we're always holding on to the memories of our loved ones. Most of us, we as time passes, the longer they say the easier it gets, which is true, and we kind of tend to not spend as much time as time goes by thinking about the loved ones. But when you do, you're honoring them, right?
Absolutely.
You're remembering bits and pieces, or like with me, storytellings, which I was going to get to as well too. I love telling stories about my family and the shenanigans that we used to get into. But that's just me.
On that,
I ask for guidance and wisdom, or simply to share presence. I record any insights or feelings afterwards. I try to write down what I'm feeling or how I felt, how that experience was for me as I went to that astral plane to connect and meet with my loved one.
Jackie and I both have done that. I've done the drum circles. I facilitate those, and Jackie's also done like a sweat lodge. And something that we found that really puts us in tune with our ancestors is Reiki work.
Oh yeah, Reiki, yeah.
Reiki, yeah.
Yeah,
What
that's
about you?
my trip right there.
What about you, Danny? Do you go into deep? Do you? I know you meditate, but do you do a lot of meditation to meet with ancestors?
I just started doing that recently, really like doing more heavier meditation to meet with the ancestors. But me, just in general, for the past 15 years, as far as being a massage therapist, energy healer, I really do a lot of meditation, even just working on the clients. That's how I'm able to intuitively work on them, is if I go into that deep meditation state to, just be a conduit so their body can self heal itself. So I can go from, if it's from working or, just doing it, at an altar or at home. I've been doing it forever now.
Is there anything, Jen, that you do as far as meditation wise that you try to connect with your ancestors in that form?
I do lots of journey meditation, and there's a couple that I do where I journey to the ancestors and um like try to talk to them. Usually not try to, I do talk to them. It's a little bit easier for me because I do practice mediumship, so it's not as hard for me as it is for some people. Um, and I do enjoy it very much. It's something that I try to do at least a couple times a month if I can get away with it, if I had enough time to myself.
Mary Beth has a question, and your answer is, Mary Beth, William's got you scrying. Eric has got you scrying. It's called scrying when you look into the mirror. That's the scrying.
You can look into anything. You can look into a bowl of water. You can look into like an obsidian sphere, a black mirror. You
Crystal
can
ball.
press into a flame, a crystal ball. This is what I used for my last presentation. It's a black obsidian sphere, and I use that one a lot. There's lots of things you can use for scrying as long as it's just a reflective surface.
That being said, I think we should take another musical break and come back and talk about some more ideas on how to honor our ancestors. What do you guys think?
I think so.
Sounds
Yeah.
good to
Ano-
me. Yep.
Another musical break. This one's a treat, guys, because I just wrote this one and put it together today. It's called "The Rise of the Flame." We just put the video together, put the song together, and I wrote the lyrics today. So this is a new one that's going to be released next week. So it's a little bit of a treat. Stay where you guys are at. Enjoy the music because we still got to give away this fancy, handy dandy witch's lamp. We all need light, right?
For
That's it.
sure.
We can't always be in the dark. But here we go, guys. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
Kelly, this is what you've won. A one-of-a-kind collector's book. Take a look.
Bob?
I'll swallow your soul!
I walk through ashes born from the night. Crown of shadows, heart full of light. They tried to chain me under their reign, but I learned to dance inside the flame. Every whisper turned to thunder, every scar became my crown. Now they're watching holy wonder as the telling temples down. I'm the ghost you couldn't bury, the storm you tried to tame. From the ruins, from the fury, I'll rise again, I'll rise again. I'm the saint of the holy, I'm the spark you can't contain. Hear me screaming through the silence, I am flame. Golden eyes in the mirror stare. Born of sin, but I don't care. I'll wear my name like a sacred sin. Every ending feeds where I began. Every curse became devotion. Every wound's a battle cry. Turn the fear into emotion. Now my shadow lights the sky. I'm the ghost you couldn't bury, the storm you tried to tame. From the ruins, from the fury, I'll rise again, I'll rise again. The saint of the unholy, I'm the spark you can't contain. Hear me screaming through the silence, I am flame. Let the bells tone my rebirth, let the heavens taste the dirt. I'll fall on fire and rise higher, 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 I'm the ghost you couldn't bury, the storm you tried to tame. From the ashes, from the fury, I'll rise again. I am
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hearth and the Stag. I just got that backwards, didn't I? I'm Sid, Bill, Jen, and Danny, and that was Mirrored and Sear with Rise of the Flame.
I like
It's-
that.
it's
I like that very much.
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Thank
Very
you,
good.
thank you. That will be released next week, well, Monday, probably around Monday. I'll release it public, but that's a little sneak peek. So yeah, we're hanging out tonight, talking about our ancestors and ways we can honor them during this time of the year. And we've covered quite a few things so far, haven't we, guys?
Absolutely, we have.
We've talked a little bit about ancestor storytelling, and ways that I do is when I'm around family, like family gatherings or friends, I'll tell stories about my family. That's the way I do it. When it comes to the funny, the heroic, even the tragic stories, I'll share. And it's something that I do all the time, but I've especially been taking a lot of notice when it comes to my kids, passing down these stories that they can pass down to their kids of my grandpa this or my dad was that. And that's the way I do it. I keep the memories alive by sharing what you know or by researching my lineage, the past, which I've sort of done that. I had people come find me here on social media and say, "Hey, I'm your family member," and next thing I know, I get a great big package sent to me through the mail saying this is that we're family, and I see the family tree and my funny story. My great grandfather, his name was Peg Leg Ryder, and he used to run with Jesse James and his gang for a while until he got gutted on the middle of the street during a poker disagreement.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm waiting to tell that story to the kids till they're a little bit older.
Yeah, you might want to roll a little bit on that one.
Karen, thank you very much. Said I love the song. Thank you, horses. That was great. You should do an IPR about putting your own music on the roll. Hey, maybe I should do that. Awesome song. Thank you, Shofin. I remembered her name. I remembered how to pronounce it. But that's one way I do it. What do you guys do? Do you guys talk about family with others as well? Will, do you talk about friends or family?
Oh
What's your
yeah,
answer?
all the time. I mean, you know, it's to the point. You're enjoying telling the stories when you've shared the story with your spouse. Half a dozen times, or it's you're telling the same stories, but and you still get that same warm and fuzzy feeling. I mean, we do that all the time. So
Erica says, when we lost our grandparents, it really helped all of our younger kiddos by letting them write messages, draw pictures on balloons, and then release them all. That's a good idea.
that's
Watching,
great.
isn't that awesome? Watching them fold up and away until we could no longer see them. It helped them get closer and say bye, and they loved them. Hail the travelers. I like that's a good idea. Right, the balloon writing on them and then letting them up. That's great.
They do that a lot in the Japanese culture, where they do the lamps. That's part of their
Oh yeah, the lamps. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a really great idea though. I like that. What?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So back to you, ladies. Is there any? Do you guys? Do you, Jen, tend to tell stories about your mother or father or
Oh yeah,
stories of people
I
in the
talk about my
past?
parents all the time. My parents have very many. There's a lot of funny stories about my parents because they were very funny people. Especially my dad. He did lots of crazy things. But yeah, I don't. It's unfortunate I don't speak to my extended family a whole lot. We've talked about that, but my friends, I talk to my friends about them all the time.
And you, Danny, do you talk about your loved ones a lot with others?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, cuz my grandmother was like a spitfire for sure. So she had a lot of stories that she would always like repeatedly tell us growing up. So definitely can't forget those stories. So I make sure that I share those stories cuz I keep her alive cuz I knew how much she loved telling those stories cuz we heard them so many times over and over and over again. Every time she had a party and she had like a little bit of a drink in her and then out come her stories.
You need to let him know.
I am personally love. I've said it already before, but I personally love telling stories of my family and some of the experiences that I had growing up. I
Me
share
too.
those and then share the stories of my dad's told me stories of the things that they've done when they're kids. I love telling those. because my dad was a bad kid growing up. So I love telling those stories. That way, it makes me feel a little bit better about my bad childhood. Hey, my dad did worse than me for a change. My dad was a rotten kid, so I love telling those stories. But there's other stories I like to tell too. You know, the ones that touch your heart, and when you start to when you're about to tell that story, and you know that you're starting to tear up a bit.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I like
Yeah.
to tell. I like to tell as well, even though it may hurt, and you want to cry, or you want to kind of release something. I still like to tell those stories because it's also showing another side of you, and it's showing a softer side of your ancestors as well. There's great funny stories, there's sad stories, there's the stories that you probably shouldn't share but you do.
I have a lot of those.
Oh yeah.
Those are the ones that I like to tell. I think full transparency with when it comes to raising my kids.
No.
I want personally for me it's full transparency. I want my kids to be able to see the that dad has struggled in his life, and I want them to be able to know that I've overcome them, and I'm doing bigger and better things
Right.
because that I've been able to do these said things.
Right.
Here, Spartacus. Come here.
Let's see here.
Here. Come
We
here.
got another comment here by David. Says, "My mom just passed in September this year, and October 25th is her birthday. I usually send her a gift, but this year will be different. She lived with my brother, so I thought about still sending her a birthday gift to my brother for him to keep. I like that idea, David.
I
Keep
like
that
that.
tradition and
Yeah.
memories alive. I like that idea. I think it's a great idea, and your brother can have them, and he can treasure it as well too."
Great idea.
Yep.
Erica says, "Or maybe gift to a stranger in her honor." That's another great idea. Scott says, "My grandma was my angel." Erica's like, "Yes, yes, yes." She's really, really, really excited. So are we. This is an idea for sure. I like that idea, and I would do it, David. To be fair, I would do it.
So I'll throw
Let's,
this. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
no, well, you go ahead.
No, we were talking about ways of honoring people. I'm If you haven't heard this story, you should look up the story about the anonymous person that visits the grave of Edgar Allan Poe every year on his birthday.
He
They
said,
owe.
"Breathe."
I said,
Is it a mini series?
so no, it's not. It's so they don't know who it is, but this has been going on for years.
I
And
know
every
this
year,
story.
uh,
I said, I'm sure I know this story. Please continue. I'm sorry.
so the story is that every year on Edgar Allan Poe's birthday, they go to where he is, and somebody's left 3 roses, 3 red roses, and has had and it's toasted with some alcohol, and they don't know who it is, but it's just every year, and they think it's actually like several people that have done it because it's been going on for so long. There's no way it can be the same person.
Right. Interesting.
cool-
Maybe it's like a family and they just pass it down from generation to generation.
That's what a lot of people are thinking, that it's just somebody, friends of the family, and that they've been passing it down.
That's pretty cool.
That
Very
is really
cool.
cool. Mary Beth says here in the comments, "My brother and I were at bingo, and he went to the bathroom. When he came back, he lifted his shirt and pinched himself up against the glass in front of a packed hall, laughing out loud. One of my shouldn't tell its stories. I'm going to keep my shouldn't tell stories shouldn't tell." Me and my dad had a bit of somewhat at times a very toxic relationship. I've spent well over half my life around my dad at some capacity, whether I lived with him or he lived with me. So it was at moments which probably some of it's due to when you live with somebody, you're not going to always get along. You know what I mean? So, but there was times where it's toxic, and I even treasure those memories. I sit back sometimes and wish, man, I wish I could get in a fight with my dad.
You miss everything when they're gone.
It's true.
Yeah.
The stuff that you try to protect yourself from, that is toxic, after they pass, that toxicity almost goes away, and you treasure those memories, and you wish you can have those moments that we're having a slugfest out in the middle of the yard over something silly. I wish he was still where I was able to do that,
For
So
sure.
it's the bad things, good things that you miss the most. But I treasure all of it. All at this point in my life, I treasure all of it. I don't share those. I share those stories, but I only share them with people that I trust and love. You know what I mean? My
Right.
sister, we'll sit around and we'll share all the good, bad, and the ugly stories of our family. Lee says, I miss my daddy every day, 10 years now. And I don't think we truly ever stop missing them.
No.
And for me, it's been about 2 or 3 years. I think he died and passed away in 2021, I believe. But there was a lot of regret on my end when my dad passed away. And and Jen, you was around for it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of internal conflict with me because of we didn't talk for 5 years, and
Right. That
and it
really
was
bothered you. That really, and that's, I mean, it would bother me too. That's fair.
it was just I finally healed from that. I feel now that I did the non-talking for 5 years for a good reason, but now here I have my mom that I don't get that it's like the worst person that I get along with. Like she's like the worst. And I want to distance myself from her, but I'm at that point that I have finally done it. But there's also that part of my head's like, damn, if I distance myself and she passes away, how is that guilt going to eat me up?
Yeah. For sure.
You know what? But it was hard for me to get over that. But now that I have, I'm slowly getting the feels back over it and starting to feel normal again. But that really messed me up bad. Danielle Landra says my Nona once lifted my 200-pound cousin up the wall and told him he better not mess with him. Little old lady, she passed away. She passed 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Not the nicest lady, but boy, she had spunk. Well, I mean, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss, but it sounds like she wasn't the nicest person, maybe. Lee Berryman, my mom is 81, like parenting a new child.
Girl. Oh, ma'am. My mom, I felt that. My mom was on hospice for a long time, and towards the end of her life, I don't have children, but that's what it felt like, was being her parent. And it was that is a tough, the way the way everything shifts is really bizarre. It's very bizarre.
Do you have your hand up, or are you just petting your dog?
Puppy.
That's the other one.
That's the Labradoodle. Yes, he has 2 Labradoodles laying right next to him, everybody. Erica says, hell to the traveler.
Hell
So
the
here's
traveler.
Here's some more ideas for you guys as far as, you can take some of my notes and write them down yourself, y'all, or not, but these are just some ideas as like a ritual bath or a reflection.
Yep.
Cleanse yourself with herbs like rosemary or mugwort. Reflect on what you inherited, not just genetics, but strengths, lessons, and patterns, and decide what to release or carry forward, which I think is a very helpful way of breaking cycles. And that's another thing that you can do during this time of the year too with your ancestors. If there's ancestral cycles that are going on in your life, this is a good opportunity, as the veil is thinned, to break those cycles.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, absolutely. Especially
Paula,
during this dark time of year.
Go over here and sit down.
Paula says, my mom is 93, my dad is 97 and still with us.
That's awesome.
Papa says, and neurosis, and he's laughing about it. We got, here's another one. This is my last bit of note for the night. And if you guys have anything to add after this, then please feel more than welcome to speak up. The creative tributes. Like, for me, I like to write poems and I like to write things out into the reality. That's like with a lot of my posts, I write things and my thoughts. For me, it's easier for me to put things in words sometimes than it is for me to speak it, because I have time to slow down and collect my thoughts. And when I'm in video form, I struggle with that. And I don't know why, but I have a hard time putting what I feel or what I'm trying to convey in words. But a good way to honor your ancestors with creative tributes, like write a poem, if you like to write poems, if you like to paint or make music inspired by your ancestors, which I do all those above basically. Dedicate your creative work to your ancestors and to place it on your altar. What's cool about what I do, and one of the reasons why I came back to do these shows, is I'm honoring my son who passed away from a drug overdose. So everything that I do, my messages, always has his name attached to it in some shape or form. I'm honoring my son by not making his tragedy something super negative, but trying to take his tragedy, that just got heavy, and turn it positive. I don't want this loss to, he's a drug addict, and this is what happens to drug addicts. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want his legacy to be. Yes,
That's an amazing way to honor him.
He may have fought a battle, and sometimes that battle can feel like it's insurmountable. I know. I'm an ex-drug addict. I know that battle is a hard battle, and not everyone makes it through. I get it, but I'm going to make his passing something that can help others, something that can, this wasn't just a loss for me, but this is a loss for everybody who's ever lost someone close to them in their life. And so when I do these shows, it's not for me, just for me, but I also honor him. Every single show that I do, every single post that I make honors my son, some way, some sort of fashion. But anyway, before I get too emotional, that was the last one of just a creative tribute. Whatever little gift that you have, whether it's crafting, crocheting, or make music, or paint, or write poems, things like that. Them are good ways to show tribute to the ones that you've lost, and you're putting it out into the universe for others to enjoy it as well.
Right.
And along that same vein, just works of service. Some people volunteer this time of year. People like me who don't have a lot of family, you can go and volunteer, and that's another way of honoring the people that you love that you've lost, because my mom was big into volunteering and stuff like that. Just works of service for other people is another way.
It's a great way. Lee Berman, my husband, passed away of overdose, and I'm so sorry. It's a hard way to it's a harsh way to lose somebody, because it's a different kind of hurt, a different kind of pain than losing someone. Then that they're passing. You're losing somebody just like that without any kind of warning, any kind of it's tough. So you have my love. Big hugs to you. Mine. Let me get to some of these comments. That's very beautiful. Thank you, Papa Onyx. Thank you. Says also thank you for sharing. Thank you for what's cool is that you guys are allowing us to have a platform to be able to share and stuff like that. So we appreciate you guys. But that's what I got for the night, guys.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to be informative but fun as well too, and we've already burned up an hour and 15 minutes of everybody's time already.
Right on.
It flies. I tell you what, that hour just flies right by.
It does.
When you got substance and you got something good going on, time really does just fly by, and before you even know it. Much
Does.
gratitude from the Midwest there, Erica. So we're going to leave you guys. Before we go, though, we got one last thing to take care of. One last thing to say. All right, here we go. This is our gift. Our gift for tonight, the witchy lamp. We got the Wheel of Names. And boy, there was about 30 plus people for this one too.
Wow.
Another huge turnout for a really cool gift. So we're going to spin this wheel for everybody. And once again, thank you for all for tuning in tonight. And this is our way of showing gratitude for being here, listening to us, and fellowshipping with us. So good luck to the winner. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Hang on here. We get some sound effects. So, Chopin Flowers. We've been friends for a while. You won. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Even my dogs agree.
Let's put it too.
He's saying hallelujah. Yay.
Congratulations, Chopin. I hope you enjoy your gift. I had to get with you here after the show or the next day to get your address, and we'll have that thing shipped right to your door. Congratulations once again. We're going to leave tonight with one last song to say goodbye on. It's our goodbye song.
Glad to meet everyone.
Isn't it sad? We gotta go.
We gotta go.
We'll be back next week with a new gift, and we're going to have a guest on, Katrina Elder from the Metaphysical Parlor, on the show. So,
Nice.
and we're all and what's cool too is that we're all going to be dressing up for Halloween. That's going to be our Halloween show.
Yay.
Yay.
So I'm excited about that too. So we got the Halloween show coming up next Wednesday with a special guest, Katrina Elder. So be sure to tune in next week. Until then, guys, please be safe and take care of one another. All right. Until then, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Nice to meet everyone.
Daddy, don't you quit. You got that hungry look like you're loving it. I'm trembling, giggling, gasping for air with your tongue in my brown-eyed teddy bear.
And for you, Kia, a very special prize, this beautifully crafted puzzle
Oh
box.
my gosh, it's gorgeous. Thank you, Mr.
You're
Parker.
very welcome. Now, listen,
Open the gateway.
folks, that's...
It wasn't easy falling, so I laid my head down low just to get you closer to me. As I make my turn, learn and line, something dares to lead me down your road. I didn't think I had the time, 'cause I was so caught up in falling my way closer. The weight of all these bones I carry on my own. It holds this empty heart. One day we'll all be gone. The weight of all these bones. As I'm turning out the lights, There's still Paul and more behind each door. I didn't think I had the time, 'cause I was so caught up in falling my way. Closer, the weight of all these blows. I carry it on my own. It holds this empty heart. One day we'll all be gone. The weight of all these blows. I'm taking it down. I carry this away on my own. You know that I do. Carry all these loads. Carry on my own. It haunts this empty heart. One day we'll all be gone. Yeah, I didn't think I had the time, 'cause I was so caught up in falling my way.